your wrists.
If you're reckless, you're gonna die.
These guys don't make it to the top alone. Ride along with Turbine Cowboys. Premiering Tuesday, April 17th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Stanley Steamer, a clean you can trust.
In my line of work, it's not uncommon for the term hero to be bandied about. But does bringing a floor back to life really make us heroes? Yes. Yes, it does.
Niagara Falls, the ultimate torture test for a deck. The ultimate protection, Thompsons Water Seal, chosen to protect the most water-drenched decks in America. The decks at Niagara Falls. Thompsons Water Seal, the most powerful protection against water damage, guaranteed.
In my line of work, it's not uncommon for the term hero to be bandied about. But does bringing a floor back to life really make us heroes? Yes. Yes, it does.
Now, you're local on the 8s.
This is Tornado Central here on the Weather Channel, and this is video from earlier outside or to the northwest of Oklahoma City of a developing tornado.
And you can see this is in some of a rural area in Oklahoma, but definitely is reaching the ground. We're seeing a little bit of the white at the bottom, indicating maybe some dust or debris that's being kicked up.
Good evening. You're watching a special extended edition of Weather Center Live. I'm Chris Warren along with Kim Cunningham. It's 9 Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, just about sunset in the Central Time Zone.
And that's when it gets really dangerous, and hopefully you have a way to be notified if a tornado is approaching you. Let's go ahead and show you the Torcon right now, our Tornado Condition Index. Dr. Forbes developed this, and it's to let you know what kind of a chance you have of seeing a tornado within your area. A 9, that's about the highest you can get. A 10, obviously the highest, but a 90% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles, Chris, and a pretty large area.
And that is the #1 threat we're looking at tonight. And farther to the north, still a 7. This is remarkable on its own right. But, you know, the tornado threat to the north, to the south, we also have the threat for large hail, damaging wind, heavy rain. Of course, with any of these storms, lightning is a major factor.
Absolutely. And we've had over 50 reports of tornadoes. Here's where the watches are, where the red is. And a lot of these watches go into the early morning hours, so please make sure you have a way to be notified. This means tornado conditions are right, that the conditions are right for tornadoes to develop and actually may increase as the evening goes on.
And we're looking right now at the severe thunderstorm warnings in yellow, the red outlined areas. Those are the tornado warnings. And we want to get the very latest right now with our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, who's been analyzing these storms storm by storm.
Yeah, Chris, and some of those tornado warnings have me pretty worried. They have what look like debris balls on them. Kim, though, talked about the Torcon, and so that involves my assessment of the weather factors that are favorable for tornadoes. And today, they include a jet stream that's working its way now over top of some of this warm, moist air, the red arrows from the south and east. So we're getting that turning with height of very unstable air that allows us to have supercell thunderstorms. On this satellite picture, the tallest of the storms have those darkest orange or red tops, and you can see where they are, and those are where the tornadoes are. We'll take a look here. One of the storms that has me worried is north of Wichita. Another is in northwest parts of Oklahoma. Other tornado warnings in Nebraska and Iowa. So we'll take a bit of a tour. We'll start here. This storm is getting close to Manhattan, Kansas. Doesn't seem to have a tornado at the moment that we know of, but it has Doppler indicated tornado heading toward the Riley, the Randolph, the Wakefield, the Blue Valley area. This one it has me worried, has a very well-defined hook on it. I'll show you the zoom in. Watch out around the Emma, the West Branch, the Hillsborough, the Marion area. Let me show you that in high resolution here. Look how it hooks around with a possible tornado there near Heston, Kansas. Heston, infamous, hit by an F5 tornado in the past. It's going to be pretty close to there, heading up toward the Marion area. Then we'll slide a little bit down into northwest Oklahoma, Cherokee. Eric Fisher is seeing this storm from his location, and I'll show you this one on Doppler radar. Look how it also hooks around. A possible tornado there has moved north of Lambert, northwest of Cherokee, heading toward the Ingersoll area. At times it has had a well-defined debris ball, and we have a report of a large cone tornado in progress with this one. We have a line of storms possible with tornadoes there north of North Platte in Nebraska, up toward the West Union, the Amelia area. And another bow echo rolling across at times with circulations, possible tornadoes in that, rolling towards south of the Des Moines area, toward Knoxville, toward the Chariton area. Could be gusts over 75 miles per hour in places in here over hurricane force. So dangerous storms of a variety of types out there tonight. These latter ones are along the warm front where storms like to run eastbound, and occasionally they'll tap that shifting winds to produce tornadoes. Kim, Chris?
All right, thank you, Dr. Forbes. And Adam, our producer, just handing this to me. In Wakefield, Kansas, a tornado reported west of Manhattan. So this continues to be a developing situation where these storms they're firing up and they're producing tornadoes, according to the reports there.
All right, thank you. All right, meteorologist Jim Cantori is in Lincoln, Nebraska. Looking at the severe threat, it looks like it's diminished, at least for now, Jim. I think that rain-cooled air may be with you for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, the stuff that Forbes was just talking about, really from Manhattan, as you guys are saying, on down into Cherokee County in Oklahoma, that's the highest risk area, probably for the next several hours. I mean, that corridor right in there is the hot spot, if you will. So the people need to really heed those warnings. And, of course, now the sun is going down, as you can see in through here, we're going to not be able to see a lot of these. Now, off to my east, we had that big bow that's racing across Iowa. That has produced some very, very strong winds, 60 to 80 miles per hour. As a matter of fact, there was a storm that developed just behind that. We understand down toward Interstate 29, which is south of Omaha, that we have had multiple semis flipped on Interstate 29 down there. So we've got issues with these little bows. Damage. Just because we don't get a tornado doesn't mean we can't have damage. So I want to make that point tonight. And speaking of damage, you can also have it with hail. Let's take you about 100 miles to my west. This is Norfolk, Nebraska here. Looks like they just got a fresh coating of snow. No, this is all hail, accumulating hail here. Some of it was as big as golf balls, and as you guys know, that can surely dent your car here. So again, we're here at the state capital of Nebraska. So far, so good. We have definitely stabilized things, Kim. I've been in enough of these events to tell you that it is cool. It does not have that heavy kind of air that I would certainly anticipate with a tornado outbreak, but we will have more thunderstorms tonight, and we certainly have a wind and hail threat as we go through the evening, as so many do, in addition to that tornado threat. So even here in Lincoln, we're not letting our guard down. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Jim, we'll be checking back with you throughout the night. Again, don't let your guard down anywhere in the plains just yet.
And we continue to bring you the very latest information. We're getting word of a propane leak east-northeast of Salina. As we take a look here, live the coverage out of Oklahoma City at K4, tracking some very strong storms tonight. We have you covered here on the Weather Channel.
When you get heartburn, it's too late for Prilosec. It takes at least 24 hours for full effect, but it's never too late for Zantac. Its fast-release acid blockers relieve heartburn in as little as 30 minutes. No pill works faster. When heartburn strikes, try Zantac.
Olympic One. Paint and primer in one with incredible stain-fighting power. So it's not just guaranteed for life. It's guaranteed for real life. Rated best by Olympic One. Insist on Olympic, exclusively at Lowe's.
Pull on those gardening gloves, grab the nearest spade, and let's see how colorful an afternoon can be. With certified advice to help us expand our palette and prices that give us more spring per dollar, we can mix the right soil with the right ideas and bring even more color to any garden. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Lay down a new look with Earth Grow Mulch, now 3 bags for just $10.
Suffering from allergy congestion? Allegra Dee decongests. Allegra Dee depressurizes so you can breathe. A fast, non-drowsy antihistamine plus a powerful decongestant for 24 hours of congestion-free breathing. Allegra Dee, defense against allergy congestion.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Meet Chuck, head mechanic of Buffalo Airlines. This guy knows more about planes than he does manners.
Everybody go fly, fly, fly.
That's just fine with him.
Mission accomplished.
Don't miss Chuck on Ice Pilots, Mondays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
And as you're watching your local on the 8s, we want to take you to our affiliate K4 out of Oklahoma for some live coverage. Listen in.
4 miles due north of Cherokee. We've got your stream, David. We see your stream. It's a multi-vortex tornado, continues to be violent. And the next town in the path is Byron, and it is heading directly for Byron. Byron's 9 miles northeast of where the tornado is, and it's moving northeast at about 35, 40 miles an hour with the parent storm. Let's go to the storm tracker here. We can show you the hook here and the debris ball. Ingersoll's right there. Here's the debris ball right here. Of course, this one.
This is Tornado Center here on the Weather Channel. We were watching some of the coverage there, the live video coming in from north central Oklahoma of that dangerous storm right now.
And we'll continue to see that threat increase maybe even during the overnight hours as tornadoes continue to develop in this area. Very unstable atmosphere, and hopefully, you know, we urge you so much to make sure you get a way to get notified during the overnight hours.
And this is just moments ago, new video coming into the Weather Channel. We're seeing it for the first time. That does look like in the distance a tornado. This is video from K4. We were just watching some of their coverage there, the local affiliate out of Oklahoma City. But this is farther to the north there on the near Byron, I believe along the Oklahoma and Kansas line.
Yeah, look at that. Very evident right there as this chaser is out there. K4 is on this right now. And what a busy last 24 hours it has been in Oklahoma. Several tornadoes, over 50 reports so far coming in, several of them in Oklahoma.
And now we want to show you, this is video, now we want to show you some live pictures coming into the Weather Channel. I believe also from our affiliate K4. I believe the video is frozen though at this moment, but we can take a look. And Dr. Forbes is looking at this. And Dr. Forbes, what do you think?
I think we have a tornado in progress there. The funnel cloud goes 3/4 of the way down to the ground. There's probably some dust being kicked up faintly below that. It looks like it might be in a stand of trees that makes it hard to have too much dust to pick up. But this is one where we've had a report of a tornado with this storm in the Ingersoll area. That's the one KFOR you were seeing talk about on air, moving toward the Byron area as it moves off toward the northeast. Dangerous storm there. We'll show that on radar momentarily.
Yeah, so these tornado warnings continue to pop up here. We can see the breaking weather alert system behind Dr. Forbes, and these storms still tracking along. And the other thing to mention here, the sun, it's going down, and it's going to be completely dark here in about 20 minutes in these areas.
Right. A lot of times, you know, Dr. Forbes, you think you lose the daytime heating, you lose the instability, but that may not be the case this time.
No, you lose a little bit of the heating, but you gain low-level jets. This wind just above the ground increases, so the shear increases. And in this case, the upper air forcing is coming in. So we lose one, but We gained 2 perhaps. Let's take a look here. Here's the big picture. 3 storms now west of Manhattan, north of Wichita, and that north central Oklahoma, all with tornadoes on them. I'll show you the Oklahoma storm because we've just talked about that. Tornadoes been seen near Ingersoll with possibly even 2 tornadoes, generally within this broad area of rotation here that will go just to the south of Driftwood, just to the south of Byron, within a few miles of those areas. Pretty well-defined rotation on that at times. A brand new radar scan came in. Yeah, there it is. Can you see the red going northbound, the green going southbound? So that's what we call tornado vortex signature right there. I'll put my cursor on that. This is one of the new dual pole radars. Oh boy. On this dual pole, when you get a little blue hole like that, I'll clear it. Can you see it? The whites and purples and reds surrounding that blue, that is the debris signature on this dual pole radar. It's leaves and things that are fluttering. So some are vertical, some are horizontal. Tornado hiding right about there. We also have a tornado in progress just east of Mound Ridge heading toward the Gessel area. This is the storm that is off to the north of Wichita. Tornado has been reported with this one, so dangerous storm there. And we're seeing live pictures of KFOR again near the Byron area. That's the one I just showed you that had the debris ball on Doppler radar. Meanwhile, I'm pulling up here back on the other radar, the other storm that's got the reported tornado. This one is west of Manhattan. Not quite hooking as well, but a possible tornado here heading toward the Leonardville area and the Oldsburg area. So that will be north of Raleigh. So 3 dangerous storms out there with tornadoes that we know of that are in progress at this point in time. There could be others. We have a number of other Doppler radar warnings as well. So dangerous storms out there, and some we're seeing, some within a matter of minutes we'll no longer be seeing. We'll be hearing the sirens, and we'll be getting the warnings based upon Doppler radar and maybe power flashes from spotters. Kim, Chris?
Dr. Forbes, whereas we're looking at you, we see behind you the breaking weather alert system, and we're seeing a few tornado warnings just pop. Are you seeing things? Are you sensing a shift, that things getting more active right now?
Things are definitely getting pretty active. We have multiple lines of storms. There's one over in Iowa that's occasionally tornadic on the warm front. There's one up near the surface low in Nebraska. Then this main line of storms all the way from near Manhattan up down into north central Oklahoma that has multiple storms within that. So things are getting very active. At times we're getting very well organized hooks out of these that make me real worried. Then they weaken, so we're getting some cycling of getting very strong, weakening, getting very strong, and that's sort of indicative of a pretty strong low-level wind shear that maybe is a little bit too strong for the amount of instability we have at this time, and so we get a swirl, weaken, Chris.
All right, thank you, Dr. Forbes. We want to listen in right now to our affiliate K4 in Oklahoma City.
Okay, but every now and then condensate will fill in, the cloud will fill in, and wow, look at the motion, Mike. It is really moving. Yeah, it's been a big tornado, no doubt about it. Michael was amazing. Had two incredible tornadoes when it was west of Cherokee. It looked like May 3rd, 1999, when it was down by Chickasha. Pretty amazing stuff to have 2 big cones like that.
What is Pods? A smarter way to move and store. We deliver a container, you or your packers fill it up with all the things that